picture this, okay? Picture the scene. You're famous, right? You're famous. You're at the height of your game. You can do no wrong. You can do no wrong. And then you say you don't like ballet, and now everyone hates you. I, for one, am confused. I'm very confused. You know, on the internet, there's always the possibility that you get canceled, but more and more, or maybe I'm just opening my eyes to it, I see that it's actually quite easy to get canceled. So today, everyone, I will be teaching you how to get canceled. And more importantly, how to get uncanceled. Decanceled? Recanceled? Today I've compiled a list of celebrities that have been famously or recently canceled. And through these celebrities, we're gonna figure out what it really takes to be canceled. And first on my list today is Diddy. I think I understand why he got canceled. Okay, for real number one, Timothée Chalamet. I already mentioned him in the beginning of this video.
You know what I mean? Someone losing an arm, putting out the movie, but someone gaining an arm intellectually when they see it. I'm a fan of the latter.
But right now, he's being soft canceled, I think is a proper word to call it. Because he's gonna be fine, he's not actually canceled. And I don't wanna spend too much time on him because I've already seen 30 TikToks about the whole ballet thing, and I'm sure you have too. You know, Timothée Chalamet is at the top of his game right now. He was recently nominated for Best Actor at the Oscars, and he lost to the great Michael B. Jordan. But along with that loss, people seem to hate him. And as far as I'm aware, it's because he said bad things about ballet.
And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, you know, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore.
Now, I'm not even gonna give my 2 cents on that because at the end of the day, I do not care about either side of the situation, but I do think it's really weird that other people do care. So my takeaways from this scenario are 1, don't be famous. 2, don't be good at something. And 3, don't date a Kardashian. Our second celebrity for today is James Charles. Hi, sisters! Now, James Charles, he's been canceled many times. James Charles, as far as I'm aware, based on the allegations associated with him, should be canceled. That being said, I know nothing about the situation, and I'm not gonna comment on it. But regardless of what happened, this guy's controversial, to say the least. And despite that controversy, despite him being canceled again and again, I just checked out his TikTok. He has 40.7 million followers and 1.6 billion likes on TikTok. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, 1.6 billion is a lot. I'm gonna be the first to say it. That's a lot of likes. And his last 5 TikToks have 7.3 million, 15.5 million, 27.3 million, 3.9 million, and 6.3 million views, respectively. As far as I'm aware, the guy's doing just fine. And he's been doing just fine. I remember back in the day, he was on Unus Annus. Shout out to Unus Annus. If anyone remembers that, leave a comment, please. He was on Unus Annus for one of their videos, and they did one of the athletic military-based activities. It was entertaining. So my takeaway from this is that if you're canceled, you're not canceled. But if you're canceled, you're canceled. Okay. If you're canceled, you're done. But if you're canceled, you're not done. All right, you following? Okay, next person. All right, so far, we've got Timothée Chalamet. We've got James Charles. I'm sensing a pattern here. Can you guess who's coming next? Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas is someone who, I don't know. That's it. That's all I can say. I don't know. But I do know that she's been canceled in some form a couple of times throughout her career. And I don't really know why. Again, we're not gonna get into it. But with her, I think it's very interesting because she has had a career, to say the least. I just asked ChatGPT notable Trisha Paytas career moments, and we're gonna see what it says. She's been around since 2007, became viral for songs like I Love You, Jesus.
I love you, Jesus.
And the sequel, I Love You, Moses.
He parted the seas, escaped from a sea.
So that's not on the ChatGPT, I just know that one. She became famous for crying on her kitchen floor. She released a few more songs along the way, appeared on shows like My Strange Addiction and Celebrity Big Brother. And I can add this, she was definitely on Modern Family for some reason. And then she had the Frenemies podcast with Ethan Klein back in 2020. And it actually says right there on the ChatGPT, she's cancel proof. So again, we have another case of being canceled, but not being canceled, and being canceled again, and then not being canceled. So I think the biggest takeaway with someone like Trisha Paytas, the great Trisha Paytas, is that if you confuse your audience enough, you can't ever be canceled. If the audience has literally no idea what's gonna come next, you can't hit a moving target, I guess. Now there's one more celebrity I wanna talk about, and that is the legendary Fresh Prince of Bel-Air himself, Will Smith.
Yeah.
Now, you might be thinking, what could Will Smith have possibly been canceled for? What in the world could he have done? Honestly, it's a slap in the face to even suggest that he has done anything. Well, what if I told you that at the Oscars, get this, at the Oscars, Chris Rock told a joke, and get this, Will Smith got up on stage and slapped Chris Rock. Yeah, that happened. Oh, you heard that already? Okay, all right, you might have heard this already. All right, it might be a little bit late to the party, but he really did slap Chris Rock across the face.
See, it is subtle, but if you see right here, he does it. Yeah. Grok, enhance image. Right there.
And honestly, I'm not even sure if he really got I mean, if there would be something to cancel someone for, it would maybe be this. But at the same time, what do you, what do you even do in that situation? Because he's coming for you next if you say anything about him. Because in this situation, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the most notable moment of the night was when he slapped Chris Rock, but people forget, he also won the Academy Award for Best Actor, like right after.
Will Smith!
Which, you know, awkward. If I were Chris Rock, I'd be a little bit mad, but it's funny to us. Anyway, he got canceled for that. I don't really know what happened with that. Even the fallout was more like, damn. You heard that? You heard Will Smith's newest song though?
People ask me how I do it. I just bite off more than I can chew. Then I chew it.
So out of all these people, between Timothée Chalamet, James Charles, Trisha Paytas, and Will Smith, which I just want to say is quite the list. I don't know how I compiled the list of these people. I've surmised that to be canceled, you have to do one of these things. It could be any combination, it could be any single thing. It's a case-by-case situation. You gotta be too famous. You know, if you're at the height of your game, you're more likely to be canceled. You gotta do something objectively wrong, right? Or you gotta get accused of doing something wrong at the very least. Or of course, you gotta do it. You gotta do something stupid. Or you gotta do something stupid over and over again. Now to get uncanceled, I can tell you right now that Timothée Chalamet, he's not really canceled. People are gonna forget about the whole ballet thing in about a week. But with people like James Charles, Trisha Paytas, and Will Smith, just keep chugging along and ignore it, confuse your audience beyond belief, or be too famous to be canceled. And I would say, in all my harsh, detailed research, I've figured out that the one true way to be canceled is to be a criminal. Yeah, this is me in post-production. I do realize that there are many a criminal who is very famous, but I don't feel like re-recording any of this, so just deal with it, dude. Because then it's kind of definitive that you did something wrong. And it's not so much being canceled anymore as it is, being arrested. All right, to summarize what we've learned today, how to get canceled. Be too famous, be too controversial, and be a criminal. As for how to get uncanceled, you can be too famous, be too controversial, and not be a criminal. It's a fine line. That's all I've got to say for today. You know, all this being said, I've never been canceled, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, please leave a comment, please leave a like, and check out my main channel right here, The Nothing Show. There is a new video out right now. I suggest you go check it out. I'm gonna go watch some opera. Bye.